Good morning, it's Mother Earth here. I'm so glad that you are back to join me. I hope you had a wonderful weekend. And the first thing I'm going to do is talk about your homework. So on Thursday, we talked about water conservation. We learned about all of the different ways that we use water in our everyday life and how many gallons it takes to do each of those things. And I asked you guys to record how many gallons of water you thought you used over the weekend, or at the very least to record all of the ways that you and your family used water so that you could be more aware. So I want to know in the comments if anybody did that, and if you can tell me about it and how it went and what ways you use water and how many gallons you think you use. So hi Kat, Lena, and Kellen. Hi Miss Lisa. The first book I'm going to read today is called The Reason for a Flower. Now it's springtime outside, and that means that all the flowers are blooming and they're just so beautiful, but they serve more than just beauty. They also serve a very important purpose. So we want to talk about all of the important things that flowers do for us. Momo is here. Somebody's writing about their homework. So Kat and her family, they did their gallons per minute measurement, and they found out that the water in their sink comes out at 2.5 gallons per minute. Her sink is a lot faster than ours. Okay, so I'm going to read The Reason for a Flower. And like I said, flowers serve so many purposes besides just being beautiful. Let's find out. Birds and bees. Oh my goodness, I see lots of bees. They're yellow and black, and I see hummingbirds, birds and bees, and these. What else do we see? I see hummingbirds, I see a beetle, I see butterflies, and these sip nectar from the flowers. So flowers are not just beautiful, but they're also food for many different kinds of insects and animals. Let's see who else is in here. There's a moth and a bat, who knew? And a butterfly. All of these types of insects and animals sip nectar from flowers. That's their food, just like you eat food. And as they search for more and more pollen from the flower before it goes to the next one they explore. So these bumblebees are drinking from the flowers, and they're getting the pollen stuck on their fur. Some pollen travels in the breeze, that means the wind, without the help of birds or bees, and very often they make you sneeze. Achoo! Does anybody have allergies? Sometimes it's pollen that makes you sneeze. From an anther on a stamen to a stigma on a style, pollen grains must travel and stay a little while, and then you'll see the reason. I see lots of butterflies on this page. They're pretty and pink. For each flower, even weeds are sometimes flowers. The reason for a flower is to manufacture, that means to make, seeds. So the reason for another reason for flowers is to make seeds. So they feed insects and animals, and they make seeds. Seeds that have a cover of one kind or another. Some grow inside a juicy fruit, and it's not odd to find them growing in a pod. So look at all of these seeds. There's seeds in the watermelon. You might find seeds in an orange, in an avocado, a tomato, a pomegranate. Here are the ones that come in the pods. Those look like some kind of pea. The largest one's a coconut. Did you know a coconut is a seed? Wow, look at that. And all of these nuts are seeds too. Seeds travel far and wide. Some even like to hitch a ride. Upon a bike or on a shoe, squirrels hide them and forget they do. Some have burrs that stick to fur and travel at a gallop. So sometimes the seeds move by sticking to the fur of an animal or on a bike or on a shoe. Seeds can settle anywhere they find water, sun, and air. And then they grow roots and stems and leaves. So the roots are underground, and then the stems are the long part, and then the leaves are what come off of the stems. Some seeds grow up to be trees. That's right. Kat pointed out, and Lena pointed out, that sometimes we even eat the roots of our plants. This one is a beet. This is a radish. This is a carrot. This looks like a leek. So all of these kinds of, and I think that even might be ginger. All of these roots make things that we can eat. Isn't that crazy? So some seeds grow up to be trees. Did you know from a little tiny seed can grow a great big tree? Wow. And look at all of those animals who live in the tree. That's their home, just like your home that you live in. These grow where it is very dry. So these are succulents and cacti. They don't need a lot of water to grow. And these grow where it is wet. So some of these grow in or on the water. These are water lilies. These may not look like flowers, but they're the most important yet. Wow, some of our flowers are even food. Rice and barley, corn and wheat are cereals we all need to eat. Millet and bamboo are a treat for animals who don't like meat. They are called herbivorous. So all of these animals, they do not eat meat and they're called herbivorous. Would you believe these plants eat meat and they are called carnivorous? So these plants, like a Venus flytrap, they trap insects and they eat them. Whoa, who knew plants could eat meat? The largest flower ever found grows in the jungle near the ground. A parasite clinging tight to roots of trees that feed it. It's 3 feet wide, or maybe 4, weighs 15 pounds and sometimes more, and has a nasty odor. Rafflesia is its name. Have you ever seen a flower that big? Wow. But here's a flower that owes its fame to smelling very sweet. And scientists agree that magnolias seem to be a prehistoric family. The magnolia flower. Sometimes magnolia trees grow in Oklahoma, and in the springtime they put on flowers that smell really good. All flowers are angiosperm. That's an ancient Grecian term. Here are just a few products made from them for you. All of these things are made out of flowers? What? Paper, straw, coffee, tea, popcorn, chocolate, pasta, cotton, rope, rubber, medicine, and bread? We better want to take care of our flowers and make sure they can spread. Plants that have no flowers are fascinating too. Does anybody recognize this plant? It's a mushroom. This one has become a plum. So sometimes when you see a flower on a tree or a plant, it's going to turn into a fruit. And that's the end. Can you believe all the important things that flowers and plants provide for us? Food, clothing, all kinds of materials are made out of plants and flowers. That's pretty amazing, right? So I want you tomorrow or today, if it's nice enough, to observe some flowers in your neighborhood. See if you can find pollinators moving about them, and the different kinds of pollinators that we talked about are birds, bees, butterflies, insects, beetles. See if you see any types of those pollinators moving around your flowers in your neighborhood. I would also love to see a picture of the flowers in your neighborhood. See if you can capture the beautiful colors and shapes, okay? So that's your homework for the reason for a flower. All right. Okay, the next book we're going to read, I'm really excited about this one. It's called I Can Save the Earth. Does anybody know why we're reading this book today? Can anybody tell me what's tomorrow? What is happening tomorrow? What day is tomorrow? Why might we be reading this book? Can anybody tell me in the comments? I think we have somebody coming in. What day is tomorrow? It's a very special day. Lena said she can't wait to read this book. I'm so excited to read this book too. Lena also said tomorrow is Earth Day, and that's exactly right. Happy Earth Day. So tomorrow, April 22nd, is Earth Day, and it's the 50th anniversary of Earth Day. That means we've been celebrating Earth Day since 1970. So what is Earth Day? Earth Day is one day of the year when we all get together to say how much we appreciate the earth and what she does for us and how we're going to take care of her. But as Mother Earth, you know that every day is Earth Day. We have to take care of her every day, guard her resources, and take care of her animals and plants and water, okay? So we're going to read this book about how I can save the earth so we can learn how to celebrate Earth Day every day. Okay, let's dive in. I can save the earth. We have some new friends joining us who may not know about Earth Day, but we're going to learn about it today and we're going to learn how to celebrate. So I'm really glad that you're joining us. Okay, so this is a story about Max and about how he learns to be friendly to the earth. Max, the little monster, likes to fling candy wrappers. He left a trail of trash wherever he went. Whee, said Max. Max the little monster did not like to give away his old toys, even when he'd outgrown them. Mine, cried Max. Oh, look at all that junk. He threw litter in his own room. Does he look happy? He doesn't look happy to me. Max the little monster liked to overflow the sink and the bathtub and clog the toilet. Hungry toilet, said Max. Look at that, all that wasted water. Remember on Thursday when we talked about water conservation? Do you think Max is saving water? No, he's wasting so much water. His bathtub is overflowing. His sink is overflowing. He's stuffing stuff in the toilet. Does anything go in the toilet besides toilet paper? No. Max the little monster left the lights on and blared the TV, even when he wasn't in the room. No big whoop, said Max. Then one night in the middle of his favorite program, something unexpected happened. The lights went out and the TV went off. There had been a blackout. Has anybody joining us ever experienced a blackout? Hey, shouted Max. Who turned out the lights? Max tripped over some old toys and stumbled outside to see what was wrong. He doesn't even know what to do without his TV on. Max looked around. He saw a full moon as it shone brightly on the colorful spring flowers. He heard the crickets chirp and an owl hoot. He even saw a shooting star as it twinkled across the night sky. Wow, said Max, this is so beautiful. When the lights came back on, Max the little monster felt something new. He began to notice things he hadn't noticed before. So the lights went out and Max went outside and he started observing nature. In the summer, Max the little monster went to the beach and he noticed the pretty shells. He wiggled his toes in the sand. He watched the sun sparkle on the waves. He saw a dolphin leap out of the water. Max picked up an old bottle and an ice cream wrapper and threw them into a trash can. Pollution makes the beach look ugly, said Max, and pollution can hurt animals and plants. So Max went to the beach, and not only did he have fun observing all of the things that were happening around him, he also did something good for the earth by picking up some trash. Hi, Holly. We're reading about Max the little monster. In autumn, Max the little monster noticed the colorful leaves turn orange and yellow. He jumped in leaf piles with his friends. Leaves are so pretty. And more fun to play in than watching TV, cried Max. So Max is going outside more and more, and he's noticing all of the beauty around him. The night sky, the ocean, the autumn leaves. After they jumped into the leaves, Max the little monster did not want to leave a mess, so he composted the leaves. Rotten leaves help the dirt grow happy flowers, said Max. That's right, you can compost organic material like leaves and fruit and vegetable peels, and they help the dirt grow. In the winter, Max the little monster noticed the wonder of snowflakes. Each delicate snowflake looked like a crystal jewel. He made a T-Rex and a snow angel. Why didn't I see this before, wondered Max. The earth is beautiful. Now Max the little monster never wastes water. More water equals more snowflakes, said Max. And he doesn't waste toilet paper. Where does toilet paper come from? Toilet paper is a paper product, so it comes from trees. When we waste toilet paper, we're wasting trees. Hi, Patrick. Patrick's on our Grow OKC board. I'm glad he's here to join us. Happy monster, happy toilet, happy earth, says Max. Now, Max the little monster never wastes electricity. He turns off lights except for the one he is using. So that's something we haven't talked about, is wasting electricity. That means using lights or plugging in appliances that you don't need or you're not using. He hardly ever watches TV, but when he does, he turns it off when his program is over. Let's play outside, says Max. Fresh air feels good on my fur. Doesn't it feel good to get outside, get some vitamin D from the sun? Max the little monster never litters. He recycles any paper, aluminum cans, and plastic bottles he uses. So those are two things we've talked about. Littering means when you throw trash on the ground, and that's not a good thing to do. We either want to make sure trash ends up in the trash or in a recycling bin. And he also recycles paper, aluminum cans, and plastic bottles. Max also likes to eat fresh fruits instead of candy and drinks water instead of soda pop. Tasty, says Max. And he always throws his trash away in the right bin. Max the little monster even has yard sales where he sells his old toys. Max also trades his toys with his friends. Wow, said Max, old toys I've never played with before are just as fun as new toys. So sometimes it's nice to get old toys from friends that you haven't used before, and that keeps you from having to buy a new one. That's another way to save the earth. Now Max the little monster loves the earth. He reduces the amount of water and energy he uses. He finds ways to reuse as many things as he can, and he recycles his trash. Sometimes he even hugs trees. Max the little monster is now called Max the little green monster. You can be a little green monster too and help save the earth. Max is hugging a tree and holding a sign saying, "Keep the world beautiful." So I wanted to read this book in honor of Earth Day, which is happening tomorrow, Wednesday, April 22nd. And I hope you guys will all find a way to celebrate with your family by getting outside and learning how you can be kinder to the earth. And I'm excited to hear how you celebrated and what you did with your family to enjoy the earth and to be more environmentally friendly inside of your house. So I will see you guys on Thursday. Hank actually did join us, but he was kind of hidden. But he's just here hanging out. But it was good to see you guys, and I will see you on Thursday. Thanks.